Okay, yeah, fine.
Okay, maybe not to you or your cynical friend.
Let me be cynical for 1 second.
I'm too cynical to be an artist.
You know, you pass yourself off as cynical people, but...
In the most cynical way. In the end...
Cynical lot, you know, these French. They might refuse to believe that.
Especially you hiding behind that cynical...
Cynical political expedient to take away the right of these brave young women.
He's not as cynical as he makes out.
To be cynical, but who didn't try to get into the guard to avoid nom back then.
Provide us with actual money.
Okay, yeah, fine. Be cynical. But think about it. At one point in history, two people had a conversation.
This is not important. It's important to me. Okay? Maybe not to you or your cynical friends whose only ambition is to go viral.
It gave me you.
All right, let me be cynical for 1 second.
Because I'm too cynical to be an artist. I think that to be really, really good, you have to come.
Look at yourselves. You know, you pass yourself off as cynical people, but you still have some faith in the system, don't you?
I don't.
I violated his code, in the most cynical way. In the end, that justifies my means.
I don't know him at all. We met yesterday on a bus. Cynical lot, you know, these French. They might refuse to believe that.
Well, they've got to believe it. It's the truth.
Will to live. Everybody's got it, worth even you. Especially you hiding behind that cynical front.
Our will to live. That's the...
Cut. We're here.
Brace yourself. We're about to be violated.
Really? I'm so cynical. Bonjour.
Numbers are recognized. You don't fool me with cynical lies. No problems, no compromise.
Remember, you're not looking for merit. This is a cynical business. We seek only imperfection.
Destroy the freedom of speech of another. The cynical political expedient to take away the right of these brave young women to speak the truth about the country they love.
A bit bitter, a bit vinegary, a bit cynical.
He's not as cynical as he makes out, you know. Remember we were watching Mamma Mia? And...
Did Bush go into the Guard to avoid going to Vietnam?
Not to be cynical, but who didn't try to get into the guard to avoid nom back then.
Me.
You know, Bush's trainer and...
Could write it now.
I didn't know you were so cynical.
My guess is that Anthony was adopted and sent to America.
But he's not wrong. He's blackmail. I see it all over.
You are a cynical crepe hanger who always sees the glass half empty.
No.
What's the catch?
Oh, catch. Come on, Eric. Don't be so cynical.
Don't bullshit me, Ben. I know how you operate. What's the catch?
What can I be when I live in such a world of fools as this?
Mean-spirited, cynical.
Oh, yes? Well, you look in the mirror sometime.
Is that a new candle?
All that stopped. Now we give each other nothing. We're safely married, so we don't have to.
That's very cynical.
I'm trying to be honest.
Ridiculous, he says.
Well, perhaps he should make up his mind.
He has a sharp and cynical tongue.
There is no place for cynicism in the reviewing of
artistic merit, but cash value is another matter.
You won't convince me that you're cynical. I know what these paintings mean.
It's Kwon. And the cynical confidence. But their testimony would not be doubted.
I'll bet you are.
You're pretty cynical.
Adequate to the occasion.
It means, I guess it means you're not being sincere, that you're being, you don't mean what you're saying in a cynical sort of way.
You don't think I mean what I say?
I think you...
Cynical. Cruel.
We live in a cynical world. A cynical world. And we work in a business of tough competitors.
I hadn't thought of that, but since you've mentioned it.
I'm sorry if I sound cynical, Mr. Munsford, but you see, it's been my experience.
German clerks today, they're honored dead.
You're a very cynical person, Rick, if you forgive me for saying so.
I forgive you.
Thank you. Will you have a drink?
Machinery that gives abundance has left us in want. Our knowledge has made us cynical, our cleverness hard and unkind. We think too much and feel too little.
Me run. Because you're a cynical, exploitive, mean-hearted...
Medicinal marijuana initiative.
Or am I being cynical? Mark?
Fucked up!
Why are you so cynical about that, Luke?
What are you doing here? Never flinch.
He still has something to say, Henry.
You mean about how everybody else should live?
Oh, don't be cynical. I think every man longs to be his brother's keeper.
By genetics, a random selection of cells. When did you get so cynical? Well, that's funny coming from you. Well, bitter, yes, but random selection.
Dime, you know, like that Sununu guy used to.
I see, sort of a cynical political thriller comedy.
Yeah, but it's got a heart in the right spot. And anyway.
We all know there are some who have been made understandably cynical by the revolution. And there are some who will testify to any.
I don't know, I just thought to myself, this girl, she doesn't have a cynical bone in her body. Reminds me of how I used to be.
Smoke and mirrors, Wade, no. And the man sitting next to me was a completely cynical neurologist. And he looked permanently changed by...
The country was bankrupt. People were becoming cynical and tired of war.
Article 31. Yes, please. Please, understand that this is not some cynical ploy. I mean, these reforms are correct reforms.
I'm a cynical man, God knows. But if your manifestations are somehow real,